Hello, I'm Shelby Tom for Shaw TV, and this is what's going on in our community. Chilliwack RCMP are warning youth of the danger of monitoring criminal activity online. 4 young men are posing as young women on the internet in an attempt to catch sexual predators. I actually spoke with a Pastor Barry Morris. He says he's not surprised by these recommendations. He did say he's disappointed that the inquest didn't address ongoing concerns of available and affordable housing. He says this is what causes slum housing in the first place. He says people are going to go where they can find shelter, regardless of. The city wanted the house that once stood here demolished, and there's been reports they're now taking the landowner to court. I called the city, but it says they won't comment during the duration of the coroner's inquest. We're standing in what used to be the old overweighty grocery store, but unfortunately now the only food here is that of the Hope Food Bank. Now, if you're interested in donating, you can give your money or food to the Hope Community Services. For Shaw TV, I'm Shelby Tom. Party supporters were cheering and clapping, chanting NDP, their eyes glued to the televisions watching history unfold. Canadians promoted the NDP to official opposition status for the first time ever. SFU professor and newcomer Kennedy Stewart was met with cheers from a packed crowd. He narrowly beat the Conservatives in the hotly contested riding of Burnaby Douglas.
The voters have spoken here in Burnaby Douglas. They've rejected the Conservatives and said, we're with the NDP, and that's what the message we're going to take to Ottawa.
Surrounded by volunteers, Stewart gave his victory speech, relieved his hard work paid off.
I'm just so proud to be a Democrat. I'm so proud to be part of Jack Layton's team, but I really want a beer now.
Meanwhile, NDP's Peter Julian mingled with the crowd after it was clear he'd been re-elected in the Burnaby New West riding. He told reporters he can thank the young voters for their turnout at the polls.
The youth are now getting involved. Young people are getting involved. More people are voting. That indicates to me that our democracy is becoming healthier, and that's a very good sign.
Many longtime NDP supporters were shocked to see the unprecedented success of their party.
So I've been volunteering since it started all the way to the end. I can't believe it's ended.
It's very heartening to see the NDP finally getting into this historic moment.
I voted Labour all my life. I was born into it and I lived it. So I'm really ecstatic over this.
The orange tidal wave is heading to Ottawa, but when they get there, they may find themselves crushed against a Harper majority. Protesters sing and dance at Occupy Vancouver 1 week since it began. Both the young and old are coming out to welcome a celebrity to their movement.
Occupiers know, because so many of you are young, that the terrible inequities represented by the 1% today are also intergenerational. Today's corporations and the super rich are increasing wealth at the expense of generations to come.
One activist who's already been here for 7 nights says there's over 160 people sleeping here every night in about 70 tents. Now, he thinks people will be sleeping here even through the winter months until economic, social, and political change is made.
And there's a very broad range of things we're all fighting for. But for me, what I'm here to do is really fight for a system of government that represents the people, and not one where if you don't vote for a party that wins or gets into power, your vote then counts for nothing.
Ryan says you can expect many more big events like this one in the future because they aren't going anywhere. In sports, the BC Lions are in the CFL Western Conference Final. They'll face off the winners of this weekend's Edmonton-Calgary matchup. And from one football showdown to another, it's been a time-honored tradition in local collegiate sports for decades. But for the first time in recent memory, an annual slugfest won't be occurring. I'm Shelby Tom, and that's today's BCIT Magazine. Thanks for watching.